Today we're diving into the mesmerising process of drawing a leopard's eye, capturing its depth, vibrancy and intricate textures. We're working on drafting film, a surface that brings out rich colours and stunning textures but also poses its own unique challenges, particularly when it comes to smooth blending. Before getting into the details, I've mapped out a simple line drawing plotting the spots and the general shape of the eye. It's always good to keep this loose, just enough to guide the placement without overcomplicating things. I have my reference photo open on my iPad so I can constantly check proportions and colour accuracy as I go. When I draw eyes, I like to work from the outside in. This helps me define the structure first, ensuring that everything is balanced before moving into the most detailed parts. Even with a guideline, size can easily shift if you dive straight into the centre. So I begin by blocking in the darkest areas around the eye. Using polychromos black, it's slightly translucent, which allows for rich layering later on. One of the things to keep in mind with drafting film is that it doesn't blend like traditional paper. Instead of layering to soften transitions, you have to be very intentional with pressure and mark making. Every pencil stroke matters, so as I build up the base of the eye, I focus on keeping my strokes close together, ensuring a smooth, even application. Once I've got the rough outline in place, I start working in the deeper blacks, gradually refining the shape of the eyelid and surrounding fur. This is where I also begin adjusting pressure, applying heavier strokes where the shadows are richest and easing up where I want softer transitions. Now for the colour. The leopard's eye has a beautiful mix of greens and golds, and I want to capture that glow. I start with a base layer of dark indigo, applying it in a light circular motion to mimic the natural curvature of the eye. Layering is key here. Instead of pressing hard, I build up gradually, allowing the transparency of the colours to create that luminous effect. Next, I introduce earth green and a touch of cobalt turquoise, softly blending into the darker areas. The eye is highly reflective, so I keep a close watch on the highlights, ensuring I leave those spaces open. If needed, I can always lift colour later with the slice tool or the Tombow eraser. Once the base layers are in place, I start pulling in the finer details. Using gentle circular strokes, I deepen the shadows with dark sepia and black, making sure to leave enough softness around the edges for a natural look. In the lower part of the eye, I blend in warm grey 5 and a touch of burnt sienna to create that rich organic depth. One of the most crucial aspects of drawing an eye is getting the balance between light and shadow just right. Too much contrast can make it look harsh, while too little can make it appear flat. To enhance the realism, I bring in some additional shading under the upper eyelid using short, controlled strokes to mimic the slight curve of the surface. Now I start introducing the reflections. This is what gives the eye that real life sparkle. Using lighter tones like buff titanium and a very light touch of cold grey 3, I soften the edges of my highlights, ensuring they blend naturally with the surrounding colours. I then flip the film and darken all the darkest areas. This gives a really rich black and increases the depth when you flip the film back again. I add more colour and depth into the eye just to create more richness. With the eye taking shape, it's time to move to the surrounding fur. I begin by blocking in the base colours using brown ochre and walnut brown, following the natural direction of the hair. The trick here is not to overwork the details too soon. Fur texture is built gradually. For the darker markings, I use black and dark sepia, but instead of pressing too hard, I keep my strokes light and sketchy. Leopard fur has a natural softness to it, so I avoid sharp edges at this stage. Later, I'll use the slice tool to pull out individual hairs and refine the overall texture. At this point, I check my reference again and notice some areas where the transitions could be softer. I use a blurred version of my reference to focus solely on colours and tones rather than getting distracted by details. This helps me create a more natural, painterly effect as I blend out the base layers. I add my brown ochres, browns and raw umbers to the fur layers, building up the realism with shading. I work my pencils over the black spots to blend everything together and make it look softer. Now it's time to add some fur details, and I start with the Tombow eraser, slowly creating lighter fur details, eyelashes and highlights. I use the eraser in conjunction with the slice tool, which gives fabulous fur texture and details. Now for one of my favourite steps, the slice tool. This is where I bring in those sharp highlights and delicate whiskers. By carefully etching into the drafting film, I can lift pigment and create ultra fine hairs that naturally blend into the background. I love this method because it allows for incredible precision without the need for excessive layering. Once I have the texture in place, I reassess the overall contrast. Some areas need deepening, so I go back in with black and dark indigo to refine the darkest spots. This makes the highlights pop even more, adding to the eye's realism. Almost there. At this stage I step back and look at the entire piece. I check for any areas that need softening or additional contrast. I use my Tombow eraser to lift tiny highlights in the fur and ensure the transitions between colours are as smooth as possible. A drawing like this takes patience, and every layer plays a role in the final look. Even in a time lapse you can see how many steps are involved in building a realistic eye, from the first sketch to the final details. And there we have it, a beautifully detailed leopard's eye, capturing its depth, light and texture. Whether you're drawing on drafting film for the first time or looking to refine your technique, I hope this has given you some useful insights into the process. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials and time lapses. Happy drawing!